Guys, we are going to do this adorable little springtime bunny, and so what I need you to get started with I'm having a hard time finding my words, is a piece of paper. Now some of you have the heavy watercolor paper, and some of you just have like just a heavy white paper or computer paper. That'll work. But get some white paper, and then you're going to need a pencil and an eraser. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with a drawing. And I'm going to draw dark, and you're going to draw light, because we're going to need to erase. But I wanted to put the lines dark for you so that you could see. All right, so here we go. First thing we need to do is we're going to put the bunny's head. And you can, you know, I just do suggestions. So I'm going to start with a big head. I like a big-headed bunny. And then I am going to put, so a big circle. Then I'm going to put a big kind of fat body. I like a fat body all the way around. Big bunny body. Then we're going to put our bunny ears on, and you can make them however you want. I like the up ear ones, so I'm going to go up and down. So kind of an oval with a point at the end. And then up and down. Right here, where it's overlapped, just take your eraser and erase it out. Let's get rid of that. Might as well do those as we go. Now our bunny, I kind of like it when the body and the head are really big and then the legs are really tiny. That's called out of proportion. So I'm going to put a little tiny bunny leg here and another little tiny one here. When bunnies are really big like this, sometimes their body just kind of overlaps on top. And then the back leg is a little bit bigger. It kind of comes like this with a little foot. And then comes and attaches to the, you know. And then I'm going to take my eraser, and I'm going to erase this little spot. I am going to put a little cottontail. Boop, 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 boop. You can make it however you want. I'm going to jump over here to the nose. I'm going to put the nose kind of low. Not up here, not in the middle, but kind of low. And I'm going to make just like an oval shape right here. And then I like to put a little point at the bottom like this. From that point, we're going to draw the bunny's mouth, or cheeks, I guess you could say. They come around like this way and then that way. Okay, so now I've got the nose, and then this area makes the mouth. If you want to put on some like little rolls, you know, like double chin, I kind of go like this right there. And then just take your eraser and erase right in there. My bunny ears, all right, bunny ears. I'm going to start my pencil up at the top, and this is going to show the outside part of the ear. This is the outside, this is the inside. And then I'm going to do it the other way here. So I just start at the top and come down. So this is the outside of the ear, outside of the ear, inside, inside. Now we're going to do our eyes. Okay, so I want to do kind of ovally eyes. So I'm going to put a little oval here. You can make your eyes however you want. And I'm going to go with a little over there. Oops, didn't get them the same size. Get them close as you can. I'm going to put little eyelashes. Just a few, just to remind me. Like that. Okay. And then I'm going to put on a horizon line. This is where the land meets the sky. Just like that. Okay. And that's it. Okay, you guys. Now the next step is we need a Sharpie marker, permanent marker, any kind of marker. If you don't have a permanent marker, then skip this step and you get to just chillax and not do all this. Oh, and listen to those birds outside my window. They are so happy today. So you're just going to take this off, and all we're going to do is, oops, I see something I want to erase. I'm going to erase this part. Forgot this. Right in here, right between the ears and the head. If you want to leave it on, you can, but I'm going to take this off. And just go like that. Well, I hope you have your desk protector on. Your desk protector right here. Put your cap on the back. And then we are going to go around our bunny. Now I go kind of fast because I do this all the time. So if at any time I'm going too fast for you, don't get all worried or anything like that. Just sit back, relax, enjoy the show. You can watch this later on the website. You know what? I'm going to change the shape of my bunny's head a little bit. I'm just going to come out like this a little bit, but you can make it however you want. And I'm just going to go like this. That's the kind of the cool part, and I'm going to erase at the end too. I am going to color. I go around my nose first, and then I'm going to color it in black. And I like to leave a little white on there, but you don't have to. And then I'm going to do my eyes. And I'm going to leave a little white spot, so I'm going to go like that. Some of you like to have more than one white spot. That's cool too. So however you like to make it. So I always kind of know where my white spot is, and I just draw like a little area. Okay, and then when I do my eyelashes, I just do 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do a little chin. And I kind of make my lines a little wavy so that it looks a little, you know, bunny-like. And I'm going to come around here. Around. And around like this. Back around here. And you'll see I'm not able to stay all exactly on my pencil lines. And it's okay if you can't. And I'm just going to go like this. Put my cap on my marker, and then I'm going to erase. Okay. You can keep erasing, and I'll be back in a second. Hi guys, back. Well, anyway, I never left. My cat's on the table here with me, so I have to watch out. Okay, so anyway, if you see a cat walk across here, it's because he just jumped up. Anyway, so we're going to go to the painting part now. You've erased and you've drawn, and we have our watercolor set. All of us have a little bit different ones though, so if yours has a little bit different colors than this, that's okay. We can mix. And your bunny is not, I repeat, your bunny is not going to look like my bunny. And that's a good thing. We want your bunny to look like your bunny and my bunny to look like my bunny. So you're going to need some water and a paintbrush, your paint set. I like to have my towel or wash rag, whatever it is, or a paper towel. And the first thing we're going to do is wake up our colors. So I like to put a little bit of water. I'm going to put it in my red. Hopefully you have pink. I have red. I'm going to put some in my yellow. I'm going to put some in my green. If you want blue for your flowers, you can put some in your blue. I'm going to put some in my purple. I'm going to put some in my brown. I'm not going to use the black or the orange, so I'm skipping those, okay? I'll put that down, and I put everything on my right side since I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, put it on your left side. Let me scoot this over. You can hear my birds outside the window. They sound so happy. Such a pretty day outside today. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use a lot of water, and we're going to do our brown parts first. And you can always go darker with watercolor, but once you go really dark, it's kind of hard to take it off. So I'm just going to get a little bit of brown, and I'm just going to put that brown. See, this brown's even different than the brown that I did on my other bunny. And I'm just going to kind of bring it in here. Real watery. Watercolor is supposed to be real watery. So I'm just going to kind of tap it in here. And I'm going to come up my ears. And the less water you use, the darker it is. The more water you use, the lighter it is. And watercolor artists like to layer it. Whoa, look how dark that came out. Okay, so what I'm going to do there is I'm going to do color dragging. That means I'm going to pick up some of that color and I'm going to move it around. So I'm going to move it up into these zones here, and I'm just tapping. I'm not really brushing. I don't want him to look like he has a mustache. Okay, so I'm just going to go under here. I'm going to bring this from there all the way around. Okay, I'm going to go all the way up here. I'm going to get some more from there. So it's almost like a paint palette. Okay, all the way over here. Now see these hard lines? I don't really want those, so I'm going to wash my brush. I'm going to dry my brush. Well, not dry, but, and I'm just going to go like this and real soft. Really kind of blend it around. Okay, like this. Okay, all the way around. Going down. I think I want his little mouth to stay white down here, maybe a little bit of shading. And I'm making my colors really soft, but you can make your bunny much darker if you want. It's up to you. Oh, whoa, see how dark that got? That got really dark. Okay, so I gotta kind of watch out. And see right here where it went on there, and I don't want that. So I'm just gonna go like this. Okay, okay, okay. That noise you hear, it's my cat fooling around. Okay, so kitty, stop fooling around. And I'm just gonna put a little shading on the leg. Whoa, I went dark again. And his little feet. And you can decide how dark you want yours to be. But see how this is hard? Just take a little water and make it soft, like you're shading. Shading is using value, that's the lightness and darkness of color, to make it look soft, to make it look more 3D. Okay, now while this is all drying, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for my puddles. See, I got this big puddle here. I'm going to take this brush and I'm just going to pick some of that up and wipe it off. So pick it up, wipe it off. Pick it up, wipe it off. Okay. Okay, so now we've got our bunny with the brown, and if he's real puddly, you might want to just dab him like this. Mine had a couple minutes to dry because I had to go change the battery on the camera, and so now I want to paint the inside of my ears. Okay, now if you have red like I do, you want to just use a little bit, tiny bit with a lot of water. That makes pink. And if it still seems like it's a little too red to you, you can put a tiny dot of purple in there. That'll take it down a little bit, okay? You don't want it to be too red, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take this and I'm just, ooh, that is really light. I need to go a little darker, okay? Always better to go too light than too dark. You can always go darker, but you can't go lighter. I'm just going to go like this, just real soft. I want a real soft painting. I'm just going to go over here. Okay. You hear a crunching noise. Now my cat is eating. My goodness. He is so noisy. All right, and I'm just going to let those dry and let it be really soft. Actually, on camera, it looks really light. It looks actually a little bit darker in real life, but I'll make it a little darker so you can see. So that's a little bit more of the, I don't want it to look too red though. Okay, so sometimes if it gets too dark, what I do is I take my brush, tap it on here, and then I just take some of it and, whoops, Let's just straighten yourself. And I just lighten it up a little bit. Okay. Now let's go ahead and start planning out our flowers and our grass. So I like to take some water and put it in my green, some in my yellow. If you want to do brown, you could add some browns, but I'm just going to go with green and yellow. I'm going to keep it really light. And I'm going to do the yellow first. So I'm going to load up my paintbrush with a swirl, hula. I call this the hula. And I'm just going to go around here like this. And I'm going to kind of try to stay away from my bunny a little bit. Don't get too close. I'm going to go over here. And with watercolor, I like more of a loose look. Not going to try and worry about it being all perfect and tight. And I'm just going to put some yellow like stems, kind of crazy, coming up here. Just like that. Rinse off your brush. And it's hard to see the yellow. The yellow is so light. It's what we call a light value. I'm going to get the green. Ooh. And I just let that green run into the yellow. Be careful. Be careful though, because it will run into your bunny. So just going along here. Going along there. Get that kind of around here. You might have to use a tip. If it runs into your bunny, don't freak out and start crying. It's okay. Just tap him with your wash rag. Watch, I'll do it on purpose here. Like, whoa, I painted his foot green. Just go like this. One tap, take it off. Okay. And I like it to be a little bit darker underneath him. Like a little shadow. So I put a little extra. Now some of you have, in fact most of you have, watercolor sets that can get a little bit sticky. They're called semi-moist. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you don't leave your colors too dark, because they will become sticky, and then you go to put your artwork away in your portfolio or hang it in a frame and it just sticks. Now I'm just going to do my stems. I'm just going to come up kind of crazy. I'm just doing long leafy stems up like this. I'm just kind of making it up. Up. I use the tip of the brush. I'm holding the brush straight up and down, using the tip. Now when we want to do big areas, we use the side. And when we want to do small areas, we use the tip. Okay. And that should be pretty good right there. Okay. Okay, so I've got my grass done and my stems done, but I'm looking at my stems and there's a lot of water there. So before you put your flowers on, if you don't want them to run, just take your brush, dry it real good, and just kind of soak up some of that water, just like this. And we're going kind of loose, you know. You can kind of make it up however you want. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start painting my flowers, and you can pick any colors you want. I think I'm going to go with kind of the purples and the reds, maybe a blue, and I'm going to make it up. Okay, so I'm going to start with purple, and I'm just going to tap in here. I know the purple is really powerful, so watch it on that purple. And I'm just going to make like a flower that kind of goes like this. It's big on the bottom, kind of goes up like this. I think these are called lupins or lupines. I'm not sure. And I'm just going to do one over here, and I'm just tapping it. Look, I like it sometimes dark, and I like it sometimes light. They don't all have to be really dark. So I'm just going to tap. I'm stealing some paint from this really dark one, and I'm putting it on these lighter ones. And I like them to have different values. This one to me was too dark. It's the first one I did. So I'm just using that one flower to pretty much do all my flowers. Okay. Now if you want to, you can add more than one color. But the rule on colors, you got to stay next to each other on the color wheel. So purples and blues get along. Purple, blue, and red get along. If you're going to go with the orange, then stick with the red and the yellow. Okay, so I'm going to go with some blue now. I got to put some water in my blue. My blue's almost gone. You guys probably have a lot more than I do. And I'm going to do kind of a crazy blue flower here. Whoops. That's really light. So I'm just, whoa, that's really dark. All right, and I'm just using the tip, and I'm just going kind of crazy. You can make whatever kind of flower you want. And I'm not gonna try and paint yellow middles on these or anything like that, because I know the yellow is not gonna be powerful enough to kind of go with this. I'm gonna make one up right here, and another little guy right here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'll put a little blue flower over here. I'm only going to pick 2 colors for my flowers. And this one's going off the edge of the page. I love it when flowers go off the edge, or anything goes off the edge of the page. That makes our person who's viewing our artwork have to use their brain. Maybe I'll put some little blue dots down here. Just some little blue dots. It's just some like, I don't know what those are. Those are little blue flowers. And I'll put some little ones down here. Okay. And then I think I'm just going to leave that right like it is. I like to sign you to sign your name right at the bottom. So I'm going to write my last name, which is Heidi. And I'm going to write 2020. Okay. And I would love it if you show me yours, but be careful. If you pick it up and show it to me, to the camera, sometimes it's not dry enough and it will run. So what I like to do is, before I pick it up, I take my brush again, clean it off, just tap it on here and get some of those puddles before you pick it up. Okay? Because, whoo, you'll get a blue stripe right across your bunny's face, and your bunny be like, "What'd you do that for?" You're like, "I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to." All right, you guys. Thanks. Bye.